Today I got top 8 at OTS Championship with Pendulum Magician. We played 3 Joker because it's Joker, it's the Searcher, good card. 3 Wisdom Eye because it becomes any scale as long as the other scale isn't gate 0, great card. 3 Harmonizing and Oath Dragon. This engine is to make Baron to allow you to play around Nibiru. You can make Baron as your 5th summon if you hold back a bit. 3 Double Iris Magician. Searchable off Duelist Alliance, off Crobat, off Wisdom Eye, off Beyond. When it's popped, you can search Pendulum Graph, good high scale. You can also pop it with Beyond or with Baron. And a single purple poison to go alongside the Time Pendulum Graph, because when it's destroyed, it pops a face-up card. 2 Duelist Alliance can search either the Double Iris, the Star, or the Time Pendulum Graph. Star Pendulum Graph lets you search other magicians when a magician leaves the field, and Time is the Unchained Trap. It pops 2 cards. We were playing the Supreme King package with 2 Darkworm. Darkworm can search the gate, and gate is a magician, so it works with Wisdom Eye, and can then pop itself to get you gate 0. Works as an extender, works as a combo piece, just does what the deck needs. And you play 2 Dragon and a Foolish to dump the Darkworm, and 3 Wings of Light to search off the Supreme King Gate Magician, but it can also search Darkworm or Magician. For non-engine, I felt like the best thing I could play was hand traps that basically say pass the turn or end on a weaker board. So I just went with Droll and Nibiru. Just felt like the overall strongest. If my opponent plays through an Ash, then what's the point of ashing them to some degree? For board breakers, we were playing 3 Fenrir and 3 Talons. Good going first. Going first, you can use this to help you get into Beyond, and you can Pendulum summon it if you draw it and another card that needs no monsters. And Talons can draw you a card going first, and going second, they're just nuts board breakers.
40 card main deck?
41 card main deck. It was 40, and then I cut the Pendulum Sorcerer engine because I felt like it wasn't amazing, and put in the Drolls. I was only originally playing 1 hand trap. Extra deck, we've got 2 Beyond. Second one doesn't usually come up, but Beyond is not a once per turn, so if your opponent negates the first one, you can link into a second potentially. And in a grind game, it can also come up. Importantly, if you Pendulum 2 monsters at different levels, it targets 2 cards on the field exactly and destroys them. And I very often just use that to pop the Double Iris, like I said, to grab a Graph. IPSP, cards are good. IP also has a hidden bonus, which is that the Time Pendulum Graph says target 2 cards on the field, destroy them, and if you didn't destroy 2 with this effect, you get to send a card to the graveyard. So if you chain link 1 that targeting Magician monster, and then chain 2 IP linking it off for SP or Appaloosa, you get to get rid of 2 cards off your opponent's field. We have Celine. I almost think you can cut this at this point, but it does come up sometimes because it just needs a Spellcaster, which is very easy, whereas Exceed needs a Pendulum monster, which is sometimes harder. They both serve the same purpose. One's just a bit more generic, one's a bit stronger. And then an Apo for an extra negate, and an access code for board breaking. We got our rank 4s. We play a Dweller and a Baguska. Plan B kills Unchained and Telements. And Cowboy for Time. This slot was flexible. Before the event, it was Typhon, the rank 12 monster, and it just didn't come up. This didn't come up either, honestly, but that slot is just free. Whatever you feel like you can shove in there, I think is fine. We have the Absolute Vortex package, because, and the Baron for our interactions. And we played this card because if you control Gate 0, Supreme King Gate Magician can dump a Fusion, Synchro, Xyz, or Pendulum Dragon from the extra deck, so you need that. And generally you don't need more than that, because in the grind game he is a Pendulum Dragon, always treated as one, so only felt like I ever needed the one. For the side deck, we will side out Crobat for Lava Golem whenever we're struggling, because if our normal summon's going to get negated anyway, we may as well just side it out for Lava Golem. For going, my only going first cards was the Majesty Pegasus Secret Village, because you can search this off Beyond, Pendulum summon it, search Secret Village. Some decks just can't get around that. Only came up once, and I misplayed and lost that game, which I probably shouldn't have. Other going second stuff, Dark Ruler's Dark Ruler. Book of Eclipse is Book of Eclipse. I chose to play Book of Eclipse because I was worried about getting Acid Golemed or what's the other card's name? Ibli's.
Oh, Ibli.
I was worried about Ibli and Acid Golem, and I needed something that put them face down on my field. And then Harpies was just in here. I don't think I ever even resolved it. It wasn't a big deal. And importantly, you need Cosmic Cyclone because anti-spell shuts you down, so you need something that can change anti-spell. Only losses were to Game 3 getting floodgated in Round 1, and Game 2 misplaying in Round 5. Outside of that, won all my games fairly easily.
Thank you, Darius.